Okay, so welcome everyone to the new session of React course. Today is and we are going to learn the new topic today, which is a React router. Okay, so our today topic and agenda and target is to complete the React router at the overall view. Okay, so that is a today agenda main topic. As a protocol, as a rules. First, we look into your all the open questions and query, anything you want to showcase, and then we go to with the our main today agenda. So yes, I'm open for your questions, queries, challenges which you face in last week, and if you want to showcase something, yeah, I'm okay. Here the forum is open for all of you. Please go ahead.
So, like you mentioned, we have created that with CSS and even the API fetching part. So I made two applications. So if you want, I can just showcase that.
It's very good explanation. I would like to that you showcase. Let me give the right to you. Just give me a minute. Yes, I have given the right. Please showcase. First, you showcase the view part, the functionality part. Then you can quickly showcase the code, please. Okay.
Okay. So, sir, like you are taking the API call. So you have taking it from the link that you are given, but we had this news API doc that I got to know online. So these guys provides API for developers for free. It's just that we cannot exceed the limit of 100 API calls. So
Correct.
through this, and I also used pagination. Like it's not pagination. It's just that we are requesting for the next page. So
Yes.
initially the previous page won't work because this is the page one. And if you will
Okay.
click on next page, uh, everything will load. So these are the
Good.
next. And if you will do next, and that's it. So the next page won't work. So actually this part is from a YouTube channel. So currently even the React is going on there, but they were
Mm.
using class-based components. The one that you taught, that was a old method, but I've just taken the concept from them and I implemented it here. And also I mentioned that some APIs return null values, like image will not be there, title will not be there. So I
Correct.
have
Correct.
used a ternary operator. So if image is there, it will showcase. Otherwise, this
You're
image will
calling it.
show. Same for
Yes.
the title and this. And the second is to do. So what I did is React has its
Just
own
just a
bootstrap.
minute. Let's go with only with this one. So it's a very impressive one. Can you just share the API link to this chat window so that we can
Yes. So
share
sir,
it?
everyone just need to go here, newsapi.org,
Yes,
and
just
everyone has.
share just share the link so that
Okay.
I think there's a good documentation. I know that this API is there. It says some limits also. I know that, so that if anyone interested can go through it and make this thing. Go to the website, please.
Okay, my website. Yes, sir.
What happened when you click on view news?
If you will click on view news, this button goes to the particular
The link. Okay,
website.
a
Yeah.
particular website. Okay, close it. Close it. This one. Okay, very impressive. The header part, all is created in the React, correct?
Sir, actually, I'm using Bootstrap for this.
Yes.
Technically, React has its own Bootstrap, but I'm using the basic Bootstrap 5 and just
Okay.
changing the class with class name and all the tags with slash, and it works.
Okay. Cool. No, no issue with that. And the last part, when you go next pagination and the previous one,
Yep.
you are recalling the
API.
API.
Yes.
I can
So,
see the URL is remain same as it is. Okay,
yes.
cool. Very impressive, Akhilesh. Very well done. Can you just quickly go through with the source code how you calling the API? Just
Yes.
showcase that much.
So, our the source code. So this is the API. So just because I have put this on Git,
Yes.
so anyone can copy. So I have created a variable and then using it. So basically, this is the part from where we are fetching it. So in the
Mhm.
docs, they have mentioned which page you want, which country you want. By default, it's India, and the particular key, API key.
I know
So
that.
what?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm using a page. So I'm using a state. So anytime I click next, the state changes. So it goes 2,
Correct.
3,
Correct.
and then there is, so this part, math.c. So this is the part.
You do not need to explain. You do not need to explain.
Okay.
That is self-explanatory. There's no issue with that. The only thing which I feel that some improvement, that as I said, that the service call should be on the some different file, different location, which you need to create a one folder, service folder. In that you put all the logic of calling the service there, and what the parameters variables that you are sending, just like a API key, page name, country name, all should be passed from the component. Or you can create a constant file where all you can set this all these constants. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so there's
Yes, sir.
few area, few more standard you can follow. You can look into the reference with my project, where how I created the service file and how I moved that. So look around that and make this code more standard, industry standard. Okay, I
Yes,
feel
sir.
that that is very impressive, very good looking, and you did a very good job. Kudos. That thing completed, but I do not see the for in your project structure. I do not see the page folder which you need
Because sir,
to
what
create.
I have done is, I have not
I
created anything.
understand that, yes, but
Yeah.
try to follow the standard, whether
Okay,
it's
sir.
a single page. As see, as till now, we haven't created more than one page. Till now, still I am creating a single page in my folder structure. Try to follow the industry standard, because it will align with your future projects also. Okay, and
Okay, sir.
someone see that, someone who look your GitHub profile or GitHub code base, they can get a glimpse. Okay, how much you following the industry standard. Okay, so try to follow as much as possible, because it will put the at the end of the impression, your impression, how much you are writing a good code. Okay.
Yes, sir. And so there's one
Okay.
more thing I have introduced in this. That is,
Yes.
whenever we are doing an API call, it takes at least 2-3 seconds. So if you reload this, there is a spinner tag that I have added. So
Yes,
even
yes,
that state is
I
managed.
very good, very good, very good. Let's go with the next app. What you have did?
Even this is using Bootstrap. So all the functionality remains the same that you have given. So if you add it one, would okay, this is enough. So what I did, sir, if you will edit, so there was one mention that you wanted to fix. If you just delete it, it shouldn't submit. So what I've done, if you will click submit, nothing's going to happen, because you need to give a value, or just simply cancel it. And
Very
when this
good.
is done, it will grayed out. I can do this green, but considering the
It's
theme,
okay.
I
It's
did it
okay.
gray.
It's up to your career. It's look good to me. No issue.
And you can move it down, up, and once it's done, we can simply delete it.
Very good. Very good. It
And
has all the features. I think all the validation and features
yes,
are
sir.
there.
Yes.
Okay, cool, cool. Okay, cool, good. It's CSS also. Which Bootstrap you are following, or custom?
Bootstrap, sir. Bootstrap 5.
Okay, okay, cool. A very good job. Very good job. Anyone else will try to look showcase something? क्या हुआ बाकी सबका? और किसी ने
Hello,
प्रैक्टिस
sir.
किया?
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Can I share
yes,
the link of GitHub host?
yes. So you have created the project?
Yes, sir, and deploy it on GitHub.
Okay. You quickly, okay, let's, you already share the link.
Yes.
I will, okay, cool. Good. What about else? और सबका क्या है?
Sir, completed with to-do, working on API.
Working on an API. Okay, Mukul. I was expecting, Mukul, that you should complete it, but ठीक है, चलेगा.
नहीं सर, थोड़ा week headache, hectic था.
I understand. Even very late, because last week काफी festival थे, Ganesh Chaturthi and all this thing. Okay. What about else? Nikita, Paras, Rajdeep, Richa. I want to listen from your guys also.
टू डू लिस्ट कंप्लीटेड था बट जो ये वाला नहीं हुआ था.
Okay.
To-do list is completed.
Okay.
हेलो सर, टू डू लिस्ट इज कंप्लीटेड, एपीआई वाला बाकी था.
Okay.
हेलो सर, am I
तो
audible?
सब हाँ ऑडिबल हो बताओ।
Yes sir. हाँ, मैंने to do list नहीं बनाया, but I made one different application using React.
What that different application? What is that?
In that application, I created 3 pages, and for front end I use React, and for back end for API I use Firebase, and basically I stored my database at Firebase and use that data to fetch function in React and then displayed that data on my application. I'm just trying to share my screen and run that application.
Okay.
Yeah, so working on that right now.
Okay. So when you can showcase on that application to us, Paras?
Yes sir, right now only I am trying to share my screen.
Okay.
1 minute. Yeah, I'll unmute myself and I'll say that I want to share my screen. So
Okay.
working
Just
on that.
let's okay, we have a 1 minute more. If you can do that, that's okay. Otherwise, we start the regular topic now.
Yes sir, shall I share my screen?
Yes, yes. If you
Sir, is it visible?
yes, it's visible to me.
So here I have created this website,
React meetups.
and
Okay.
yeah, and it just shows the meetups which we have created, and every user will get to know that what is the basically the title of that meetup and where it is, and just the basic description. Sorry. So this is the main home page, we can say, and then on this page we can add the title, and let's say this is, if I add this thing, and when I click on add meetup, so I say here we can see at the end it just added the meetup which we have used, and we can also favorite those meetups, and it will get updated on the 3rd page, and we will get to know which are our favorites or which we want to visit. And this was the basically the API I stored at Firebase.
Okay,
So,
that's cool.
yeah.
That's cool. Few things. I know that you use the router. I can clearly
Yes.
see that. Other than that, have you used the context API also for that, or you use Redux? Which one?
No, sir. Yeah, use context. I use that hook for handling because for this small application, I thought that Redux will be like little bit complex, so that's why I use that.
Okay, cool. So those who see this app, don't worry. We are still going to learn the Redux context API and router. So Paras has ahead from us. He has already done all this implementation. Good. Good to see that, Paras, and kudos to you also. Good job that you did all this thing beforehand.
Yes, sir.
A very good job. So तुम्हारा तो React हो गया. You finished the React.
सर डाउट्स भी थे, लेकिन बहुत सारे मतलब करते वक्त भी डाउट आए. I wanted to just deploy this application on GitHub, but GitHub पे deploy करते समय मैंने पहले build किया npm run build command से, and बाद में after that when I tried to use npm run deploy, एक मॉड्यूल में मुझे प्रॉब्लम आ रहा था कि मतलब उसका पाथ बहुत लंबा बता रहा था, मतलब एक एरर आया था, दिस फाइल वाज टू लॉन्ग.
एक लिमिट तक स्ट्रिंग पाथ होता है, उसके बाद अगर बाहर गया तो इट विल थ्रो एन एरर. ओके,
उसकी वजह से फिर डिप्लॉय नहीं कर पाया मैं. सो या This
try
is
to
what I
reduce
try
the,
to make.
yes, try to reduce the string length path in the file path name. Try to reduce that. Okay, fine.
Okay, sir.
Good to see everyone is doing the good effort, taking the good effort. I can clearly see many majority of you have completed the to do app, which is the basic thing. Few has done the fetch API call, but I have seen that the fetch API call that what you have did is the only the get type. Okay, I was expecting that you could also try the post, put, and delete, which you haven't tried. Try to do that. Try to play around the post, put, and delete as well. It's important to understand. Actually, there's nothing special with that, but to have a one round of practice with the other type of HTTP request type, with the post, put, and delete, any of them. Mostly post is more common. So that is very good for you. And today we are going to learn the routes. Okay. So let's start our regular session. Good to see. I must appreciate everyone, and also try to practice the fetch now. Okay, mostly fetch and route. These are the two more important topic that you need to practice and make small project, both of them. In fetch, you already understand the get. Try to use any of the create a service or use the fake service call, whatever you feel comfortable. Try to use put, delete, or post method type also. Okay. Let's start with our regular session. Just give me a minute. Let me share my screen and then we can start. Just give me a minute. Meanwhile, if anyone have a question, please let me know while I'm sharing the screen. I'm preparing
Yes,
to
sir.
share
I
it.
have I have doubts regarding React.
Yes, Paras, say.
Sir, while implementing CSS on a particular component, we use the name of that component .module.css, right?
Correct.
So why do we write that like syntax module क्यों use करते हैं वहाँ पे?
So module इसलिए use करते हैं क्योंकि there's a two way of applying the CSS. Okay, if you go with my video of this how to we apply the CSS, there are two methods of applying the CSS. While just write a CSS normal.css or include that CSS class in your React project as a hard coded
Yes.
name. Okay. The problem with that is, that if any other component has the same class name, it can be override. Okay, so that is a problem. So every component should be isolated. The CSS should be also the isolated, and no component can override or disturb the other component CSS as well. That is a basic phenomena or basic concept behind the React component. So what happened? React can come up with the module. Module means that CSS only specific for that component only. Okay, and when you apply, when you write the CSS name .module.css, the React compiler, the React who build React which build the project will get to know this is the different way of processing the CSS, where all CSS will be dynamically added to the component with the different name. Okay, so it will be added to the component with a different name, and we have seen that when the component has been loaded in the real DOM and you see the class name, there's a different name, class name, the CSS name with some random text. We all have seen that. So that ensure that no other component, if some other component has the same name, it will not, at least not going to override, because it append with some dynamic or random string also. So that is the phenomena where any component do not override the different component CSS. Making sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
Any other
sir,
question?
when we can use async await and when we should use promises?
It's up to you. Frankly speaking, it's up to you. Mostly convenience. I personally follow promise more better approach. In some places, I in some places async await feel I better approach, but it's up to the developer choice, whichever you choose, because async await is internally using the promise as well. So there's no difference, hardly very differences. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So something which you have a choice to do or can do. Okay. All right. Any other question, Paris, or anyone else also?
No, sir.
Sir, I have, but I will ask at the end of session.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Let's start with the today class. Let me share my screen now. Okay. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you remember this, we have created this app in the last session, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in this app, when we switch the page, it's actually re-render the whole, we recalling the API and re-render the DOM with a different data, okay? But if you see the URL is not changing. The URL is remain as it is, not changing at all, okay? Depending upon your internal state and internal data, the DOM or the view is changing, okay? But in the ideal world, it should be not like that, okay? It should be some route, okay? Let's understand what is a route first, okay? Let's understand what is the route first. Route is nothing, the path, okay? It's a path, the URL path, okay? URL path. So let's say you have a www.xyz.com / id / 123, okay? So this, what you see, this part is the route, okay? This part is the route. So ये route होता है, this is a route, nothing else. What else you see? We generally see this also, www.xyz.com/home, okay? इसी तरह something the website URL /about, okay, kind of thing. So जो slash के बाद है, जो actual URL के बाद जो slash आता है, okay, the slash after the URL is known as path. This is known as path, okay? ये path होता है, this is path, okay? And the general phenomena, okay, let's see how the browser behave, okay? So let's say we go to the amazon.in, which is the multi-page application, and if I click of any of the link, let's say electronics, what happened? See, whenever you click of any link, a link is nothing the hyperlink. It's generally a hyperlink it is, okay? If you see at the bottom, you see the link URL also, okay? This is a hyperlink. When user click on this hyperlink, the browser will try to load this URL in the current window, okay? Browser try to load the current URL with the current window. So what the first step will do? It will put this URL in the this URL tab, okay, in here, okay? It will change the URL first and then request to the server, give me a response, give me a page response for this request, okay? So if I click this electronics, okay, the first thing you will see the URL get changed, okay? And after it make a request to the server, get a response and render the whole page here, okay? This is the way that any kind of multi-page application work. Any kind of multi-page application is work. It will reload the whole DOM, okay? Any kind of multi-page application. Now let's go with the Flipkart, which is a React project. So Flipkart is developed on the top of the React. Okay. If you do not know, I'm telling you, this is the React project. Okay. And Amazon is not a React, it's a multi-page application, normal application. Okay. So in Flipkart, whenever you click of any of the link, okay, so firstly, you feel that is a hyperlink, okay, and it would be a hyperlink also, okay, but the behavior of the browser is different here. It will override the default behavior of the browser. Okay, it will override the default behavior of the browser. Let me okay, so currently if you see, the page is already loaded here, and when I hover this link mobile, you can see the same some URL is there, and it seemed to be a hyperlink. Okay, it seemed to be a hyperlink. When I click this, you will see the same thing. The URL get changed, and the page will the page will get load. Okay, but there's a difference between the Amazon and here. What is the difference? There also the URL is changing, here also the URL is changing. There also the page is loading, here also the page is loading. The only difference is in Amazon, the whole DOM was reloading. Here only the view are changing. Okay, the whole DOM is not going to load. That is the difference between the default loading of the page. Okay, so if I click here, observe carefully. If I click here in the mobile, you see the URL get changed, the view will also get changed, but the DOM do not load, and that make different behavior. That show the different behavior, which is not a default behavior of the browser. Okay, the default behavior of the browser is that if anytime the browser link or any user click on any kind of link, the browser will reload the whole page. That is the default behavior of the browser. Okay, if you click any kind of link, it will reload the whole DOM, but here it will override the default behavior. It will update the URL in the URL tab. Okay, but it will not reload the whole DOM. It will only change the view here. Okay, that React override the default behavior of the browser and make this thing possible. Making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, so यहाँ URL में लिंक में क्लिक भी करोगे, URL भी चेंज होगा, लेकिन पूरा डोम रिफ्रेश नहीं होगा, जो डिफॉल्ट बिहेवियर है ब्राउजर का. ठीक है, so it's an interview, is a very classic question in the interview. What is the default behavior when you click on the any kind of link? Okay, it's a very classic interview question. So the answer of this, what is the default behavior when you click on the any kind of hyperlink or link in the page? It will update the URL in the URL space. Okay, in the top, it will reload the whole page. Okay, with the DOM, it will refresh the whole DOM and render the new page. Okay, why this default behavior of the browser is override by the React. Okay, once we create the React project, how it will not allow the browser to load, to refresh the DOM. Okay, it will update the URL and change the view only. Making sense? Making the differences, understand the difference between the default behavior of the browser and how the React override the default behavior of the browser. Making sense, both of things?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the interview, if anyone asks you, are you able to explain this thing?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes.
So in React, we understand that whenever the URL get changed, okay, URL means within the project, not different path, not a different URL. Okay, within the project, within the same project, if you are changing from one page to another as a layman person, the only view will get update and URL also get update. Okay, And how we achieve this, let's understand how we achieve this. For that, React has a different library. Okay, React has different library. The library name is React Router. Okay, this is the library name, React Router. Let me share this link to all of you. So when you create your React project by the React create app, this library is not included in the default boilerplate. ठीक है, default boilerplate में ये library include नहीं रहती है. ठीक है, you need to inject this library once your default boilerplate has get injected or you downloaded it. Okay, so when you inject this library, this dependency in your project, you are free to create a different kind of route. Okay, making sense?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's understand this library first. Okay, this is very well documented library, very well documented, and I personally like its documentation. Okay, you can also go and check the documentation, is very beautiful written. Okay, so it is the home page of the library. Okay, you need to click on the web. Okay, because we are considering in the web. Okay, not a native means mobile. Here we are only considering web. Okay, so we click on the web portion, and here is all the documentation with the quick examples. Okay, with the examples, guides, all the APIs, all the things it is mentioned here. So you can look into the each well documented with the beautiful example. Okay, we will going to refer this documentation only. Okay, so we are going to refer this documentation and a quick understanding of library. Okay, let's start with the installation of the React app and inject this dependency and create a router. So just let's create a default router first. Let's create a basic project of the routing, and when we understand how the we do more kind of routing. Okay, let's understand the routing part first. So here I open my terminal first. Okay, in my terminal I will, where I'm there, let's see, React project. Okay, I'm in the correct path. Now I will write
Sir, we can't see your screen.
Okay, okay. Are you able to see my
Yes,
screen now?
yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for letting me. NPX, okay, create React app. Okay, and React route will be the project name. Okay, so I will entering, it will take few minutes to create a React project for me. All right.
सर एक बार और बताएंगे ये रिएक्ट राउट किस लिए यूज कर रहे हैं?
क्या चीज, क्या सवाल है?
रिएक्ट राउट इसलिए यूज कर रहे हैं हम, और बता सकते हैं?
हाँ, क्यों नहीं बता सकते हैं, कोई भी क्वेश्चन से पूछ सकते हो इजीली. सो रिएक्ट राउट इसलिए यूज कर रहे हैं क्योंकि हम लोग को एक पेज से दूसरे पेज नेविगेट करना रहता है. तो क्या करते हैं, ब्राउजर का डिफॉल्ट बिहेवियर क्या होता है, जब भी हम किसी लिंक को क्लिक करेंगे तो वो पूरा का पूरा डॉम रिफ्रेश करता है. ठीक है, व्हेन आई क्लिक ऑफ एनी ऑफ द लिंक it will reload the whole DOM, which in the React project we don't want that. ठीक है, in the React project we don't want that. ठीक है, so in the React project if want to navigate, अगर मुझे एक पेज से दूसरे पेज नेविगेट करना है तो पूरा DOM रिफ्रेश नहीं करना है. I just want to update the what URL and the view. ठीक है, जो नेविगेशन के लिए जरूरी है. ठीक है, that is why to facilitate this kind of feature, to facilitate this kind of functionality, उसकी एक लाइब्रेरी है React Route करके, इसलिए उसको हम लोग यूज करेंगे. अभी तक हम लोग ने जो भी प्रोजेक्ट बनाए हैं वो केवल और केवल सिंगल पेज है, मतलब सिंगल पेज मतलब एक ही पेज है बाय URL. ओके, there is no more than one pages. Okay, if you see the URL. But here if I want to create a more page just like a Flipkart, जहां आप किसी भी लिंक में क्लिक करते हैं you can see the URL, it get change. Okay, so home furniture is a one page, some mobile is a another page could be. तो यहाँ आपका React Route हेल्प करेगा जहां आपको नेविगेशन करना होगा. ठीक है, वन पेज टू अनदर पेज. मेकिंग सेंस?
यस सर, इसके बिना भी काम हो सकता है क्या?
इसका बिना काम नहीं हो सकता है.
इस-
इसके बिना अगर आपको एक पेज से ज्यादा बनाना है तो काम नहीं चल सकता है, क्योंकि ये आपको लगेगा ही लगेगा. ठीक है, क्यों लगेगा? क्योंकि मैंने बोला है, क्योंकि मैंने
नहीं,
बोला है.
नहीं।
फिर क्वेश्चन तुम्हारा बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन आंसर भी तुमको बताना है. क्यों लगेगा ये? एनीवन?
Sir, basically, this is the nature of React. If you want this, this is the way and you have to use it. There's no other way, maybe.
This is not nature, but yeah. See,
Like routing.
see routing, basic route, ये भी routing ही है. Amazon में भी तुम जाओगे, routing is a concept where you navigate one page to another page. ये भी routing है, Amazon में भी routing हो रही है. Okay, where the URL is changing and you are navigate from one page to another page. This is a routing. Okay, routing का मतलब यही होता है. A person can navigate from one page to another page and each page can uniquely identify with the URL. Each page is uniquely identified with the URL. See the problem, try to understand guys. The problem with this page, okay, if I want to share this link to anyone, let's say, they will load this page and they will always see this page as the first page. ठीक है, अब मुझे ये पेज को फर्स्ट पेज दिखाना है, ये वाला स्क्रीन फर्स्ट दिखना चाहिए. ठीक है, जब और ऐसा कोई यूआरएल मिल जाए जो मैं अगर शेयर करूं तो यही स्क्रीन तुम्हारे लिए फर्स्ट पेज बने. हाउ कैन आई डू दैट? आई कैन नॉट डू दैट ना, बिकॉज दिस पेज इज नॉट लिंक विद द यूनिकली आइडेंटिफाइड यूआरएल. ठीक है, सी व्हेन आई क्लिक दिस मोबाइल, ठीक है, ये यूआरएल मिला. ठीक है, लेट्स डिलीट द ऑल द क्वेरी पैरामीटर्स. ठीक है, अब ये यूआरएल को मैं कॉपी करके टैब बंद करता हूं और ओपन करता हूं न्यू टैब एंड ये पेस्ट करता हूं. आई विल गेट द सेम पेज बिकॉज दिस पेज इज एसोसिएटेड और लिंक विद दिस यूआरएल, यूनिकली आइडेंटिफाई. तो आई कैन शेयर दिस यूआरएल टू एवरीवन और एवरीवन को, सबको यही पेज मिलने वाला है. ठीक है, लेकिन यहाँ प्रॉब्लम क्या है, यहाँ राउट नहीं है. दिस इज नॉट अ राउट. टिल नाउ वी हैवंट क्रिएट एनी राउट. तो जो भी व्यू हम लोग चेंज कर रहे हैं, it not associate with the uniquely identified URL. Okay, that is a route. ये route कहलाता है. अब जो डिफॉल्ट बिहेवियर है ब्राउजर का, जब भी URL चेंज होता है वो पूरा DOM रिफ्रेश करता है. ये डिफॉल्ट बिहेवियर को ओवरराइड करने के लिए हम लोग रिएक्ट राउट लाइब्रेरी का यूज करते हैं, so that it will do not reload the whole DOM. Otherwise, if they start doing the reloading the whole DOM, what is the purpose of the single page application? ठीक है, सिंगल पेज एप्लीकेशन का लॉ है कि इट विल लोड ओनली वन टाइम, इट विल क्रिएट द DOM ओनली वन टाइम. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
तो क्यों करते हैं रिएक्ट राउट लाइब्रेरी का यूज?
बार बार डोम
रिफ्रेश ना हो, to override the default behavior of the browser. अगर क्लियर नहीं है गाइस पूछो, बोलो सर नहीं क्लियर हो रहा है, फिर से समझाऊंगा मैं.
No, sir, all clear.
देर
ठीक
से
है सर, प्रोजेक्ट डाउनलोड हो गया है. लेट्स ओपन द प्रोजेक्ट इन द VS Code. ठीक है. So we have this project now. Let's open the terminal also, and let's first run the npm run start or npm start, whatever you say. Okay, let's first check कि प्रोजेक्ट चल भी रहा है boilerplate या नहीं. So if you see this documentation, it will tell you कि पहले project बनाओ and then go to this project. We will going to use this thing. I will let you know कि कैसे इसको use करते हैं. We will follow this documentation in the first phase and then we will play around that. ठीक है. ठीक है. We run the project. Let's do the removal of the all the unnecessary things. So let's remove this part. We do not require it. Let's remove this part. We do not require it. Let's remove this also. In JS, we do not require this. We do not require this. Okay, let's save this. Index.css remain as it is. App.test should be deleted. This also get deleted. Let's delete this. I do not require this. And let's remove this whole part. Let's remove this also. And let's write hello world. Check my project is running or not. So every file is saved. Now I'm just seeing, refreshing. Yes. So hello world, we get it. Now what next? We need to include the library. Okay, we need to inject the library. How to inject? npm install and the library name is react route dom. ठीक है, ये हम लोग को डालना रहेगा. We need to include this library. So let's copy this part. Okay, let's copy this and go to the terminal and paste this. ठीक है, in npm install react router dom and go to the package.json to I will showcase. So here is the dependency. If you remember, I have explained this. Dependency में क्या होता है? सारी dependency we include here, whatever the dependency we have. So till now it has only this kind of library dependency. Now we are including the react route dom. You will see after installation this library name will come under these dependencies. Okay, let's do that.
सर
हाँ,
आपने प्रोजेक्ट स्टॉप किया है क्या?
प्रोजेक्ट
स्टॉप किया है क्या?
नहीं तो प्रोजेक्ट तो चल रहा है VS कोड में.
तो डायरेक्ट कमांड लिखी है आपने?
दूसरा CMD खोला है सर ने.
मैं समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ क्वेश्चन क्या है दोस्त.
समझ गया,
सर उसे
समझ
लग रहा है
गया।
कि आपने स्टॉप कर दिया प्रोजेक्ट.
नहीं स्टॉप नहीं किया है. ओके, it's a two terminal. Now there's another terminal which is running the project and the another terminal where I'm downloading the library. ठीक है.
यस सर, गॉट इट.
So it will take few minutes to download the library. In between, if you do not understand anything, please ask. Okay, don't hesitate or don't feel shy, don't hesitate कि foolish question है या बेकार question है. Ask it. Okay. it must be downloaded till now, but still taking
सर
time.
कुछ स्पेसिफिक रीजन है या ऐसे ही यूज किए दो टर्म?
क्या चीज?
कुछ स्पेसिफिक रीजन है या ऐसे ही यूज किया आपने दो टर्मिनल?
स्पेसिफिक रीजन ये है कि एक टर्मिनल में प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है, उस पर तो मैं कमांड चला नहीं सकता, इसलिए कमांड चलाने के लिए मुझे दूसरा टर्मिनल चाहिए।
ओके सर।
तुम कमांड कहाँ चलाओगे, या फिर प्रोजेक्ट को रोकोगे तब
स्टॉप
चला
करना
पाओगे?
पड़ेगा।
आप करे।
करेक्ट।
Do you anyone get a chance to sit any kind of interview till now?
Only those who are applying from outside, but not yet, sir. Not even the mock interviews for JavaScript or React.
Okay. And what about the backend?
Even on the back end, we just had a mock interview for Python, but Django and everything is still pending. That's gonna start from the next week.
Okay. Because I have been told that within this week and next week I need to complete your React, and there's a hardly few topics are remaining. So
Yes, and so there's also one more update. I'll just share it by the end of this lecture. It's completed now.
no, you can go ahead, no issue.
So basically, sir, we have two projects that are to be made in the industry level. So Pranvesh sir has given a hint that we need to let you know that Netflix clone and Instagram clone are the two front ends that you have to help us to make for our main project. So Pranvesh sir had mentioned, just give the tell Tarun sir. Either ways, he's gonna tell you, but he just told us that please update Tarun sir as well कि हम आपसे फ्रंट एंड का हेल्प करके बनवा ले वो नेटफ्लिक्स एंड इंस्टाग्राम का क्लोन।
Okay, ठीक है. Okay, we will look into that portion later once we finish the basic all the intermediate topics now. Okay, ठीक है. So we done with this thing. We downloaded this library, React router DOM. If you see that this library has come into the dependency injection automatically once the command get successfully done, and the library is also installed. ठीक है, तो अगर आप node module में जाओगे and check the React route वाला, so lots of dependency. So you can see React router DOM. You can see that. Now this library is the part of your project. Okay. So once is part of your project, what next? ठीक है, अब इसको हम लोग route करते हैं. Let's create a more pages, and with the different pages, we will try to navigate from one page to another page. ठीक है. Let's use the same example which is given here. So what I do, I just copy this part first. Okay. It's not an industry standard code, so I just copy this reference part and we'll go here. Okay, let's create a one folder, page JS. Okay, and in app.js, what I can do, I will type this whatever I have copied. Okay. Okay. So we will going to understand first thing, which we going to create three pages: home, about, and users. Let's create the three pages, our basic three pages. Let's do that first. Okay, so let's create the three pages first here. So I will create the home page .js. Then I will create, let's create the pop here, const home equal to component, and here I will going to return H1 or H3 home page. Okay, and export default home. Okay, so we created this home page. अभी page है, it's only a title which I am given home page. ठीक है, let's create another page. The page name is be about.jax. Let's create a const about return. Use this h3 about page. Okay, and let's export default about. Okay, let's create another page. Which page it is? User page. Let's create the user page as well. Okay, let's create a const user okay return h3 user page. Okay, so we have created 3 pages. Export default user. Okay, we have created 3 pages. The basic page है, so home page, about page and user page. ठीक है, अभी app में we generally use this function app, and we call this page in general. Okay, now I have commented this thing. Let's remove this also. Now try to understand the thing first. Okay, and then we refactor the code. We will refactor the code later, but first we try to understand first thing. So before understanding, let's first run the project. Import. Let's do this. Here I will write about. Okay, let me first showcase how the application works, and then I will showcase how the code works. User and home. So I have included this part. Yes, let's first see the application is working or not. Okay, it's not working. I need to what to do. Since we have included this library, I need to restart the server. We haven't restarted the server. So once you include any new library, you need to restart the server, because that library need to include in the memory. Okay, so let me do the stop the server and then restart the server. Okay, let's restart. Okay, now see, first let's understand the functionality part, and then we understand the code part. So here you will see the 3 links. Okay, you will see these 3 links. This, if you go and inspect element, these are nothing but the hyperlink. If you see, yeah, sorry, This is nothing but the hyperlink. See, these are the three links. Okay. And if I click any of the link, let's say home, about, okay, see carefully the URL part and the content part. I'm going to click this about link. If I click here, you can see the URL get changed and the content also get changed here. Okay. Now let me click on the users. The URL get changed and the content also changed. Now we are rendering the user page. Then I click on the home. In the home, this is a home page, same. Okay, the home page, the URL get changed, the content also change. Okay, so if you see, we are navigating from one page to another. Okay, what is the benefit? As I say, if I copy this URL, okay, about page, and close the tab and try to open the tab here and put this URL here /about, I will get the same about page here. See, okay, which was not possible in the previous application. Making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear है ये बात? ठीक है. So once every page are uniquely identified with the URL, पहला तो problem solve हो गई. दूसरा problem ये solve हो गई. Since the React is a single page application, once we navigate from one page to another, the whole DOM should not be refreshed. So ये भी problem solve हो गई. Both the problem get solved. Okay. So if I click this this anchor tag, this hyperlink, I will navigate from about page to the user page. The URL get changed and the view also get changed. ठीक है? जो browser का default behavior है वो नहीं है. This is some different behavior which you are able to see. ठीक है? क्लियर है ये बात?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
ठीक है? आप समझते कोडिंग में, because if you understand the functional part first and you visualize the thing, how the thing is working, it's very easy to understand the coding part. Okay, let's understand the coding part and then we refactor the code. Okay, so at the top level in the app.js, we have at the root, we have included this router component, which is coming from React Route DOM. ठीक है, ब्राउजर राउटर है, उसको हमने लोग ने राउटर का नाम दिया हुआ है एज राउटर. सो वी हैव इंक्लूड दिस राउटर एट द रूट लेवल. ठीक है, सो एवरीथिंग कम्स अंडर दिस राउट एल कंपोनेंट. everything comes under this route component. ठीक है, ठीक है. अब नाउ लेट अंडरस्टैंड दिस पार्ट फर्स्ट. ये पार्ट को समझते हैं, इसको दो पार्ट में डिवाइड करते हैं. ठीक है, सो दिस राउट हैज दिस नेविगेशन पार्ट and this logic part. ये इस बारे में हम लोग अभी बाद में बात करेंगे. Let understand this part first. This navigation is nothing. This is your link. This is nothing but this is your link. जो तुमको ये लिंक दिख रहा है ना, 3 ठो, 1 2 3, ये लिंक्स हैं. ठीक है, this is the links. Okay, so this is the URLi. The URLi ये तुम्हें दिख रहा है unordered list. ठीक है, this is the unordered list. And in the unordered list, the list item is this. Okay, which is the link. So link is the one of the another component from React Router DOM. ठीक है, React Router DOM से ही है link. ठीक है, हम लोग इधर anchor tag नहीं लिखे हैं. If you see in the real DOM, यहाँ anchor tag है. ठीक है, we are not writing this anchor tag here. Remember, ठीक है, हम लोग इसको एंकर टैग नहीं लिख रहे हैं, इसको ऐसे नहीं लिख रहे हैं. because why we are not writing like this? Because this is the default behavior of the browser. This will show the default behavior of the browser. ठीक है, ये default behavior browser का दिखाएगा. अपने को default behavior नहीं देखना है, अपने को override behavior, जो React behavior है browser का, जो एक पेज से दूसरे पेज नेविगेट करने, वो चाहिए मुझे. तो इसलिए we use link. ठीक है, but at the time of rendering it will become anchor tag. ठीक है, वो राउटर जो लाइब्रेरी है वो मैनेज करेगा how to manage all these things, but you are not supposed to like the anchor here. You are supposed to use the link tag. ठीक है, मेकिंग सेंस? क्लियर है ये बात?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
क्यों हम लोग ये लिंक कंपोनेंट यूज करेंगे, नॉट अ एक्चुअल एंकर टैग? मेकिंग यू गॉट द रीजन बिहाइंड दैट?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Remember guys, in the interview, this is another good question that interviewer asks, why we can not write the anchor tag instead of link component? Because at the end of the day, it becoming a anchor. At the end of the day, it's becoming an anchor. ठीक है ना? Who will tell the answer?
Sir, could you please repeat the question?
Okay. My question is that why we cannot use the anchor tag instead of link component?
So basically, if we use the anchor tag that is href, it will like in the form we have a default behavior. Similarly, here it has a default behavior. It will reload, but in link it will override the default behavior.
Very good, very good. So this is the answer that you need to supply or give to the interviewer. Okay. So when we use the anchor component, the library will going to manage how to override the default behavior when user click of any of the anchor. At the end of the day, it will convert as a anchor tag, but when you click, the library will manage the click and reloading the all the things. It will not we have a default behavior. ठीक है, समझ में आया सबको ये बात?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here we just created this 3 links. ठीक है? If you see this anchor tag को अगर देखो, let me create this anchor tag. Just a minute. If you compare this with the anchor tag, in with the A, it is a link. Okay, href की जो वैल्यू रहेगी वो 2 में चली जाएगी with the prop. Whatever the text you write this, and the anchor closing is the link closing. Okay, so the only difference is the tag or component difference. So instead of A, you writing the link. Instead of href, you writing the 2. The value remains same as it is. Whatever you supply in the href, you need to supply with the 2, and whatever the text you need to supply in the link, the same text you need to supply here in the link also, anchor and link, and the closing tag, closing component. ठीक है? तो ये syntax clear हो गया सबको?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if I create one more link here, I can create it like this also, which have a home. Let's say home or contact us. इसको मैं contact us का नाम दे देता हूँ. Okay. So if you see, there's another link which come contact us. But if you see the URL /home है वो, ठीक है? Making sense?
Yes, sir.
So ये जो path है, ये जो है, this is just a link. This is just creating a link in the page. Okay, it's not doing anything. It's just creating a link. ठीक है? It's just creating a link in the page. And when user click on this any of the link, it will update the URL. ठीक है? What it will do, it just update the URL. It will not reload, or it will not navigate from one page to another page. The purpose of the link to update the URL with the specific URL. ठीक है? तो जो भी आप URL दे रहे हो इधर, जो भी पाथ आप मेंशन कर रहे हो यहाँ, वही अपडेट करते हुए URL को, उसका काम खत्म, लिंक का काम खत्म. So if I click here, user, it just update the URL. उसके बाद क्या हो रहा है? We will understand later. But the role of the link tag or link component is to just update the URL. See, okay. With the update the URL, the page is changing. There's another story behind that. We will going to understand that part. but it just only update the URL. ठीक है, क्लियर है ये बात?
Yes, sir.
What about everyone? मुझे एक और दो लोगों का ही yes no आता है, ठीक है?
Clear it now.
Okay, ठीक है. So we understand till here. Okay. So once we create a link now, once we create the links, when you click the link, we understand it will update the URL. ठीक है, update the URL. अभी मैं कुछ भी URL में डालूंगा, यहाँ वाले में home 1 2 3 कुछ भी डाल दूंगा, सेव कर दूंगा, ये आ जाएगा 1 2 3 सी. ठीक है, it will show the home page. We will look into that कि कैसे वो करता है. ठीक है, so it will just update the URL. ठीक है, तो let me write the comment also here. यहाँ लिख देता हूँ. ठीक है, समझ में आया इतनी बात?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now coming to the next portion. This is the main logic of routing. This is the main, as I said, route के अंदर दो पार्ट है. router के अंदर दो router component, there's a two part. First part is the navigation, the link part, and second part is the logic part. Now we're going to understand the logic part. We're done with the navigation part, we're done with the link part. Now we're going to understand the logic part. ठीक है, so logic part में there's a one component switch, okay, which also coming from the React router DOM. In the switch, you will write like this syntax. Excuse me. Sorry. So in the switch is one of the component which has a logic, कि किस राउट को किस राउट को कौन सा पेज दिखाना है. ठीक है, स्विच में क्या है, स्विच में पूरा लॉजिक रहेगा किस राउट को किस पेज को दिखाना है. तो राउट क्या हुआ, ये तुम्हारा पाथ राउट हुआ, इस राउट में कौन सा पेज दिखाना है, ये लॉजिक, ये इंटेलिजेंसी स्विच के पास रहेगी, स्विच कंपोनेंट के पास रहेगी. ठीक है, एंड हाउ वी लाइक राइट द लॉजिक हियर, वी जनरली लाइक स्विच, inside the switch we write route. ठीक है, in the route we write one path. okay, in the path we mention the path. ठीक है, जो सा भी path मुझे mention करना है कि भाई अगर about आता है, slash about आता है, you need to check if the in the URL if you find this path, ठीक है, slash about, you need to show this about page. ठीक है, finish. Switch else statement, if else statement जैसा होता है वैसा है ये. So you need to see the URL. If the URL has slash about, you need to show this about page. ठीक है, अब ये about page में ये जो भी रहेगा वो दिखेगा. ठीक है, so if here if you see this, I'm mentioning the path and I'm giving the which page need to render here. I'm mentioning the path and I'm mentioning the which page need to render here. I'm mentioning the path and I'm mentioning the which page needs to render here. ठीक है, तो ये पूरा का पूरा लॉजिक यहाँ है, प्रेजेंट है. ठीक है, सो ये लॉजिक इधर है. सो once when you click any kind of link, let me refresh, once you click any kind of link here, it will update the URL. ठीक है, सिर्फ URL अपडेट करता है लिंक. Once URL get update, React router always checking the URL, always looking to the URL, listening to the URL change event. Okay, once the URL change event trigger, ठीक है, it will check the path and see कि कौन सा पेज दिखाना है मुझे. ठीक है, अगर पाथ में URL के पाथ में about है तो about दिखेगा, यूजर है तो यूजर दिखाएगा, और कुछ नहीं है, स्लैश है, सिर्फ स्लैश है तो होम पेज दिखाएगा। सो यहाँ यहाँ क्या है, अपना होम में स्लैश है, ठीक है। सो इट विल शोइंग द होम पेज, अबाउट में अबाउट है, इट शोइंग द अबाउट पेज, यूजर में यूजर्स हैं, इट शोइंग द यूजर पेज, एंड कॉन्टैक्ट एस में स्लैश होम 123 है, which means that it will matching the home, it is matching the slash here, ठीक है। तो it is showing the home page। तो कुछ भी नहीं है, मतलब anything which is a slash or after that anything else, it will match this as a home page। Making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, क्लियर है ये बात? कोई
Yes.
क्वेश्चन?
Yes, sir.
I'm wait for a 2 minutes. If you have any question कि कैसे route काम करता है, still you're not clear how the route works, how the library works. So there's a just to summarize the thing, you need to understand the 3 components here: the router, which is coming from the React DOM router DOM, the switch, which is coming from same library, the route, which is coming from the same library, and the last component is the link. Okay, router at the root level, link you need to supply whenever you need to create any kind of link. Okay, and this has a logic to navigate from one page to another depending upon the route. ठीक है, क्लियर है ये बात?
Yes.
Yes,
सर
sir.
एक बार लिंक वाला बता सकते हैं कि क्यों यूज करते हैं वो?
सो लिंक वाला इसलिए यूज करते हैं क्योंकि जब लिंक में लिंक टैग क्रिएट करेंगे, so it will just update the URL and it will not trigger to reload the whole page। ठीक है, क्लियर है ये बात?
सर, सर उसके अलावा वो आपने बताया कि href यूज किया तो कुछ
तो
तो भी होता
href
है।
यूज किया, href यूज करेंगे तो क्या होगा, URL अपडेट होगा, और क्या होता है उसके साथ, पूरा पेज रीलोड होता है। यहाँ सिर्फ URL अपडेट होगा, पेज रीलोड नहीं होगा। दोनों में अंतर समझ रहे हो?
हाँ सर, हाँ सर।
Clear है? So look into the Amazon. If I click this Amazon basic, the URLs also get update and the whole page get reload। ठीक है, और वहीं Flipkart में if I click of any of the electronics or MI link, the URL will also get changed and the view get changed. The page will not going to load. The whole DOM not will going to load here। ठीक है, only the view get changing। तो यहाँ लिंक क्या करता है, लिंक सिंपली तुम्हारे यूआरएल को अपडेट करता है, लेकिन ब्राउजर का जो दूसरा बिहेवियर होता है, इट विल नॉट गोइंग टू अलाउ द ब्राउजर टू रीलोड द होल पेज। ठीक है,
यस सर।
क्लियर हो गया?
हाँ सर।
ओके, एनी अदर क्वेश्चन गाइस? कोई भी दूसरा क्वेश्चन है? क्लियर, ये बेसिक चीज है, मेक्स द थिंग्स क्लियर हियर। I can keep 1 minute more here and then we proceed later। कोई और डाउट है, कोई और क्वेश्चंस हैं? कुछ नहीं है?
No, sir.
ठीक है, सो क्या करते हैं, लेट्स मेक दिस रिफैक्टरिंग पार्ट। ठीक है, लेट्स फर्स्ट डू द रिफैक्टरिंग एंड देन वी विल मॉडिफाई ऑल दिस थिंग्स। So here I will create a one more folder which is known as route। ठीक है, तो एक स्टैंडर्ड इंडस्ट्री प्रोसेस होता है, we create a route folder as well। ठीक है, in the route folder we will create the route.js। in this route.js const we write route, sorry R capital होगा, let me do the R capital first। and here we will move all the routing logic here. तो routing का logic कौन सा है? ये वाला logic है. We will move whole logic there. Okay. Route में, because this is the routing logic. ठीक है. Command भी मैं उधर ही ले जाता हूँ. Okay, let's import all these things here. So let's import the switch. I need to just copy. Let's do the copy. Let's copy this whole thing. Okay. And remove this link here and export default route. Okay. So here I have created this route here. Okay. By this. So page route here हो गया. Let's rename the here name also. Rename page route. Okay. So here we created this thing, and now yes. We do not want this. Let's remove this part also. We only require switch. We only require route. Okay. So let's do the refactoring part. इसको मैं पीछे रखता हूँ. Single quotation. Okay, so here we have created this one route folder. In this route folder we have all the page routes logic. तो जितना भी page route का logic है वो यहाँ आपका रहेगा. Okay, now let's include this page route logic in the app.js. How we include this page route logic app.js? Here we write page route slash this. Okay. Now, once we do this, error क्यों फेंक रहा है? We do not require this whole thing. Okay. We are in the route and page route. Okay, path is something which is wrong here. So we need to do one more dot, because we are inside this folder. We need to come out from this folder, then go to the page and then go to this path. Okay, the path is wrong, and let's remove this all unnecessary things. Okay, now the application is running. Let's check the application here. So if I refresh, yes, application is running. Okay, now in the similar fashion, let's remove all this navigation to different component. ठीक है, so ये as a component की तरह जाएगा. So we will write one more folder, components, in the components we write navigation links. Okay, navigation links. In this navigation links, we will create one component, navigation links dot JAX. Okay, and here we write const navigation links return okay, and export default navigation links. Okay, and let's from the app.js से ये जो nav वाला है पूरा कॉपी करो, कट करो और यहाँ पेस्ट कर दो. ठीक है. Now here you need to include links. So let's include the links here. How? Let's copy this and put in the navigation because we need to input the dependency. So let's remove this. Let's remove this. Let's use the single quotation. Okay, save the file. This is the navigation links created component. Now use this component here. Okay, so we have created two different components, React components for this. Okay, let's use a single line. Okay, let's use a single quotation, which I generally like. We do not need React import React. Let's remove that. Let's use a single quotation as well here. Here also. And here also. So now our code looks more cleaner, okay, and more scalable, okay. Even we do not need a div, but let's remain as it is, okay. So here we have created this small navigation routing project with a very elegant way. So in the app, we have included this navigation links and page route logic. In the page route logic, we have created this folder route, and in the route we have a one component page route, which have all the logic of the pages. And here in the navigation, the component, we have a navigation links, which have all the navigation links, or you can consider as the header part of the page, okay, which has all the navigation links in that header part, okay. Or this is your pages, this is all your pages, okay. Every pages में simply title and there is nothing else, okay. Till now, any question, any doubt you have, guys? Guys, are you with me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
सो गए थे क्या तुम लोग?
No, sir.
लग तो यही रहा है सो गए हो. Any question, any doubt? मैंने भी क्या किया? Can anyone tell me? Guys, can anyone tell me what I did? Hey, is I audible to everyone? Hello, is I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. कोई बताएगा मैंने भी क्या किया है? अगर तुम लोग सो नहीं रहे हो तो.
बेसिकली आपने राउटिंग के जो मतलब जो लॉजिक राउट के लिए है, इसलिए राउट का एक फोल्डर बनाया और उसमें राउट के जैसे फाइल में राउट का कोड लिखा। और जो नेविगेशन का कोड है मतलब जो नेविगेशन के लिंक का वगैरह कोड है वो नेविगेशन लिंक जैसे जो नेविगेशन लिंक के फोल्डर में है उसमें उसका कोड लिखा और उसके लिए जो जो रिक्वायर्ड इंपोर्ट है वो मतलब सेपरेट कर दिया।
ओके cool, ठीक है। सो गुड टू सी दैट कोई तो एक है, सूरज है, तो उसने बताया। आई थॉट कि सब लोग सो गए। थैंक यू सूरज फॉर लेटिंग दिस थिंग नो। Let's, and if you do not have any question, then we go to the next phase. I
No
take as a
question, sir.
no. Okay, I take as a no now. Let's understand the next phase. Okay, अब जो दूसरे phase होंगे उसके लिए हम लोग हर example नहीं बनाएंगे. We have some ready-made example which we look and try to understand. ठीक है, ऐसे सबके छोटे छोटे कोड लिखने लगेंगे तो we cannot complete the course. We need to understand the concept now and try to understand the things. Okay, so here is the example of the nested routing. Okay, here is the example of the nested routing. अब nested routing क्या होती है? Nested routing का मतलब होता है राउट का भी राउट. ओके, मीन्स लाइक दिस id slash something और या user okay slash something okay slash something. तो पेज के अंदर पेज ऐसा, ठीक है, nested at the root level page there's another sub page, there's another sub page. Let's see the example. Okay, let's see the example. So here you see the examples. In the example you have seen all this example. Okay, so once you click in the nested, it will open the code sandbox. Can anyone tell me what is the code sandbox? Anyone have an idea about the code sandbox?
Yes, sir. It is online editor ID.
Very good. Yes, it is an online editor or ID where you can write a same code what you're writing in the visual code. It has give a same facility to write the same code in the online and can share across the team. Okay, with the running thing. Okay, so if you see this code sandbox, it will open in the code sandbox, and here is your code, your folder structure, and your output. This is your output. Okay, now if you see, if I click this home, here's the home page, and if I click in this topic, you see there's a three another page links are here. If I click is here, it will render rendering, and see the URL topic/rendering, topic/component, topic/ some props versus state. Okay, so this is the what nested routing. This is known as nested routing. इसके नीचे भी nested हो सकती है. So it could be more links, and you go inside to inside depending upon the your project dimensions and your project complexity. ठीक है? So it is possible that a page can have a sub pages. Okay, and it is normally we have seen this kind of thing. Okay, now how to use the nested routing in a similar fashion as we use the routing. Similar fashion है, तो जो तुमने लिंक यहाँ बनाया है वही लिंक तुम यहाँ भी बनाओगे और वही लॉजिक तुम यहाँ लिखोगे. ठीक है, the code which you see here, ठीक है, जो भी कोड तुम्हें यहाँ दिखेंगे, इट्स नॉट अ स्टैंडर्ड कोड. ठीक है, वो एक फाइल में सब कुछ लिख देते हैं लोग. ठीक है, तो डू नॉट जस्ट रेफर द कोड, but always write the code in your VS Code in the industry standard way. Okay, you can refer the code from here, you can understand the logic from here, but do not make the same coding which is written here. Okay, because it's not a very much industry standard, क्योंकि एक ही फाइल में वो 10 20 component बना देते हैं. तो you do not need to follow same coding standard here in your personal Visual Studio. ठीक है, so if you see this one here having a same link which have a home and topics, as you see these two. ठीक है, home हुआ, topic हुआ, and now we have this logic where it's and having a the slash part, it will show the home. Okay, this is the home page, the home page. And if you slash topic, then it will show the topic components. Okay, if you see the home component, it's just showing the home, which we already seen that. If you go to topic component, topic components, it will again have the same related coding. If you see, it has the 3 links, okay, which is here. If you see, okay, rendering with React components and top versus state, and it has the same routing. Okay, if you see this. Now here is the few difference. Here you will see what is the difference. Here you will get first, the first thing, in the link you will see URL /rendering. ठीक है, अब ये क्या होता है URL /rendering? ये URL क्या है? See, in the nested में, जब nested में जाते हैं, if you click in this nested, you don't know what is the parent of this page. Okay, it could be anything, it could be anything. ठीक है, you don't know what is the parent of this page. ठीक है, so it will include the parent URL. The parent का जो path है वो include करना जरूरी है. So that is why we including this. How we include that? There's a one hook which is used, use route match. ठीक है, तो use route match करके एक hook है, वो use करेंगे. वहां से अपने को URL मिलेगा, एक वेरिएबल मिलेगा URL इसका, इनका. ठीक है, ये क्या करेगा, ये टॉपिक निकालेगा. तुम्हारे URL को कॉपी करो, प्रिंट करोगे कंसोल में, ये टॉपिक्स प्रिंट करेगा, क्योंकि पैरेंट पेज है टॉपिक. ठीक है, it could be a one label down, it could be a 3 label down, it could be a 5 label down. You don't know at which label how much sub nested routing will be there. Okay, you should know all the parent of that current page. So the parent or the URL you should know. So from the use route match, this is the one hook, you will get the URL, and in the link you will write like this, URL /routing. मतलब क्या हुआ, जो भी तुम्हारा URL है उसके आगे /rendering यूज कर लो, /rendering लगा लो. ठीक है, so when I click this, it will remain, the URL remains same, and it will append this rendering. Okay, here also the URL remains same, and it will append component. Here also the URL remains same, and it will append this this part, prop versus state. Okay, अगर हम URL नहीं लिखेंगे तो ये वेबसाइट के नाम के आगे ही डायरेक्ट अपेंड करेगा, टॉपिक्स हटा देगा. सी केयरफुली, if I clicking this link in the subnested render with React, it appending this, changing the URL /rendering. ठीक है, अब मैं URL हटाता हूँ. If I remove the URL and I have used like this and save the file. Okay, and refreshed it, you need to refresh it. Okay, now if I click here, what you see, the website name /rendering. Okay, so जो टॉपिक था, जो पैरेंट का URL था, उसके अंदर आना चाहिए था, उसके अंदर ना आकर वो पैरेंट में ही चला गया, append rendering. So that is why you required a URL variable. Making sense? Clear हो रहा है ये बात?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, सो नेक्स्टेड का मतलब क्या था, नेक्स्टेड का मतलब जो पैरेंट पेज का URL है वो रिमेन होना चाहिए, तभी तो पता चलेगा ना कि उसके अंदर है वो चीज. ठीक है, सो दैट इज द थिंग. सो इफ आई रिफ्रेश नाउ, आई append the URL. If I go to topic and if I click this, after the topic it's appending the rendering. Making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, सो ये URL हो गया. अब दूसरा आता है, एक पाथ आता है. दिस इज अ पाथ. व्हाट इज अ पाथ? ओके, वी हैवंट यूज्ड द URL एट द रूट लेवल. व्हाई? कैन एनीवन टेल मी व्हाई वी हैवंट यूज्ड द URL एट द रूट लेवल?
जरूरत नहीं पड़ती.
जरूरत क्यों नहीं पड़ती?
क्योंकि मतलब मेन पेज पर ही काम होता था ना,
करेक्ट,
दूसरे पेज पर रन करते.
very good. Your good name please?
ऋषभ सर.
ऋषभ, सो वेरी गुड ऋषभ। सो ऋषभ फॉर एवरीवन, क्योंकि आप मेन पेज में काम करो, दिस यू आर वर्किंग द डायरेक्ट एट द लेवल, फर्स्ट लेवल, ठीक है। तो फर्स्ट लेवल में अपने को ये वेबसाइट का यूआरएल तो चेंज होगा नहीं, जो भी वेबसाइट का नाम है उसके आगे जो फर्स्ट पेज होगा वो रहेगा। So we do not require a URL variable here. But when we were working in the nested or sub-nested, any kind of nested pages, then we require a URL because you do not know what is the parent of this current page. Okay, so वो URL के अंदर होना चाहिए, उस parent के पेज के अंदर होना चाहिए. So that is why you require this URL. Making sense, everyone now?
Yes,
Clear है
sir.
ये बात? ओके, प्लीज से यस और नो गाइस, ठीक है, उससे अपने को मुझे पता चलेगा समझ में आ भी रहा नहीं आ रहा है नाउ।
Sir,
हाँ
sir, what's that exact path? दो
हाँ
तरीके
मैं
से
बताता
लिखा है
हूँ,
सर, एग्जैक्ट
हाँ मैं बताता हूँ, उस बारे में भी आता हूँ, इस एग्जैक्ट के बारे में बताऊंगा, डोंट वरी। नाउ हियर यू सी दिस पाथ, व्हाट दिस मीन पाथ मीन्स, ठीक है। पाथ का मतलब होता है व्हेन वी राइट अ राउट, वी राइट पाथ इक्वल टू समथिंग, ओके। तो अपने जैसे कोडिंग में पाथ इक्वल टू स्लैश अबाउट स्लैश समथिंग स्लैश ये लिखते हैं, तो वी राइट पाथ इक्वल टू पाथ। तो पाथ का मतलब वो जो करंट पाथ है, whatever the current part, you will write, you will be there, it will be there as it is. And the second part is the path slash something, okay, the path slash something. अब ये कोलन क्या है ये मैं बताता हूँ, ये क्या, ये एज अ वेरिएबल की तरह काम करता है, इट वर्क एज अ वेरिएबल, ओके। सो वेन एवर द पाथ विल बी देयर, द पाथ इज स्टिल टॉपिक, पाथ है टॉपिक तक का, इधर की वैल्यू, जो पाथ की वैल्यू रहेगी वो टॉपिक रहेगी, बिकॉज दिस इज द करंट पेज विच इज कमिंग, द पाथ, दिस इज द पाथ, दिस इज द टॉपिक, ओके। सो हियर when you click this topic here, topics, it will come as a part, as a topic. That is why it's printing please select a topic, as you see this one, ठीक है, क्योंकि ये इसी पाथ को मैच करेगा सेम टू सेम, ठीक है। बट इफ यू हैव सम राउट लाइक दिस पाथ, जो भी टॉपिक्स है, जो भी तुम्हारा पाथ है, स्लैश, उसके आगे स्लैश लग के कुछ और आता है, टॉपिक आईडी, इट वर्क एज अ वेरिएबल, इट वर्क एज अ वेरिएबल, इट कुड बी एनीथिंग, इट कुड बी एनीथिंग, ठीक है, उसके आगे कुछ भी हो सकता है, लेकिन उसका पैटर्न ऐसे होगा स्लैश कुछ भी, ठीक है। इट if it's matched like this kind of pattern, you need to load this topic component, and topic component is something like this, ठीक है, which load this topic id and print this topic id. अब topic id ये वाला जो है ये यही है, ठीक है। if I click this, see topic id is this one, so whatever I click here, the components, you see this component. How? Because I click this link, it update the URL with components. After updating the components, it matched with the route. In the route, it will found this match, ठीक है, ये मैच करेगा, ये मैच में ये पैटर्न मैच हो रहा है, path slash something, ठीक है, इस वर्क एज अ वेरिएबल। सो ये जो वेरिएबल है टॉपिक आईडी, इट विल असाइन एज अ कंपोनेंट हियर, एंड इट विल लोड दिस component, topic component, okay. In the topic component, we are printing this topic id. How we are getting this topic id? From one of the hook use param, okay. From use param you can get any kind of variable which are using as a route in the route, ठीक है, which are used as a route, you can take that variable and use in your component, ठीक है। तो यहाँ दो hook है, use route match which has a path and URL, and use params which you can take out the variable value and uses as it is, ठीक है। अब यहाँ अगर मैं सपोज करो मैं यहाँ ये डालता हूँ help, ठीक है, and if I enter this, what output I will get? Can anyone tell me?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Yes, sir, blank.
Okay, let's hit. हेल्प। क्यों नथिंग आएगा? क्योंकि टॉपिक्स स्लैश हेल्प, इट्स मैच दिस कॉम्पोनेंट, it match this thing, and it the variable topic id will be help. Whatever you write here, it will be assigned to this topic id. This is a dynamic, this is a dynamic in nature. जो भी तुम यहाँ लिखोगे वो इसको असाइन हो जाएगा, ठीक है? और वही चीज तुम यहाँ यूज कर रहे हो एज अ कंपोनेंट, टॉपिक कंपोनेंट की तरह। क्लियर हो रहा है या नहीं हो रहा है? ये ऊपर से जा रहा है?
Yes, sir. Clear.
और बाकी सबका?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Clear.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can anyone tell me if I write 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3.
Pakka?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3. And if I remove this topics, and if I write home here and slash 1, 2, 3, तब क्या होगा? Then what you will see?
Nothing, sir.
एरर शो करेगा।
Error.
Error आएगा? Let's see.
हाँ।
कुछ नहीं आएगा।
Nothing, correct.
अरे ठीक है। So because the topics will be in the sub page, so once it manage the first topics, then उसके बाद वाला जो लॉजिक है ये ऐसा है, ठीक है? सिमिलर चीज मैं अपने प्रोजेक्ट में इंप्लीमेंट कर रहा हूँ। नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू इंप्लीमेंट द सिमिलर थिंग इन आवर प्रोजेक्ट, करंट प्रोजेक्ट, ठीक है, विच इज नोन एज डायनेमिक रेंडरिंग, तो ये डायनेमिक थिंग, ओके? सो वी हैव अ यूजर्स, इन दिस यूजर्स, ओके, we will going to use this thing, okay? Let's use this thing. तो यहाँ क्या करेंगे? Let me create one user detail. So एक क्या करते हैं, कॉपी कर लेता हूँ मैं, to make the life easy for me, ठीक है? And this URL is this one. Let's copy this. Okay. And this use root match. Let me import this. Okay, नहीं हो रहा. Let me copy this also. ठीक है, जो लगेगा. Otherwise, we will remove this thing. Let's do the fragment. And this fragment, we have a user. We click slash user ID. Okay, let's say 1, 2, 2. Show user details of ID 1, 2, 2. ठीक है, it could be anything. ठीक है, मैं हार्ड कोडेड कर रहा हूँ अभी. And we have a routing also. Let's do the routing path also, the switch part. So we will, okay, let's copy this one. Okay. let's make the indentation proper. Okay. So what we are doing, we are just making this as a component. मान लो यूजर डिटेल एक कंपोनेंट में बना देता हूँ यहाँ. ठीक है. Now here we will going to use one of the hook which is known as use param. Okay, where we get a user ID. So I will need a user ID, and here we get a use param. आएगा नहीं आएगा. I need to copy. And let me copy that part 2. यहाँ इतना करने की जरूरत नहीं है, बस हमें यूज पर हम चाहिए. कॉपी किया, पूरा किया. ठीक है. And now if I return h3 user ID selected as user ID. Okay, and this will be a export default user detail. Save, and same component I will going to use in the users one. So users में मैं ये component use करने वाला हूँ, user detail. Okay, so यहाँ prop के through नहीं बल्कि URL के through value pass हो रही है. ठीक है. Instead of this topic ID, I will pass the user ID. ठीक है. So here I do not require this route. Remove this. Here I do not require this user param. Remove this. And instead of double quote, single quote, I like, and user here also single quote. Okay, save किया. Now after saving this thing, let's go with my application. Let's refresh the things. When I click this user, I get this user page, and there's a one link show user detail of ID 22. So if I click here, it will /22. You will see /22. ठीक है. यहाँ एक छोटी सी चीज कर देता हूं मैं. That is okay. मैं ख्याल से इसको मैं हटा देता हूँ. ठीक है. So this is the user page as a title, and this is a link, and this is a dot something. ठीक है, which is this, and this is the link. So is a hard coded. 122 is the hard coded. The purpose of this is if we write anything else here dynamically, let's say 10101, we can pass this value to that component which is rendering here. ठीक है. So if any value need to pass, we can pass dynamically from the route. ठीक है. तो ये जनरली हम लोग dynamically route से pass करते हैं, just like this. ठीक है. User ID or some product ID, something like this, we generally pass as a route. Okay, not as a prop. Okay, making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, अब एक नई चीज है, लेट अंडरस्टैंड दैट पार्ट आल्सो. There's a one okay, before explaining, let explain the problem first. Let me explain the problem first. Okay, let we understand the nested one. Everyone understand nested routing, or do you have any question on the nested routing?
No question, sir.
सर इसका प्रैक्टिकल यूज क्या था?
प्रैक्टिकल यूज तो यही है ना कि एक पेज के अंदर तुम्हारे और भी पेजेस होंगे, तो कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट करोगे?
नहीं सर, ये अभी वाले एग्जांपल यहाँ पे 1000 प्रिंट किया तो वहाँ पर भी 1000, इसको रियल लाइफ में कैसे यूज
तो
कर?
रियल लाइफ में कैसे होगा ये बताओ. सो व्हेन आई क्लिक दिस मोबाइल, you have this one particular ID. ठीक है, अमेजोन में ये पर्टिकुलर आईडी सपोज कर लो ये रहता है, इसको कहते हैं डीपी आईडी या प्रोडक्ट आईडी. ये तो ये कुछ भी चेंज करोगे तो प्रोडक्ट वो करस्पॉन्डिंग आईडी आ जाएगी, वो करस्पॉन्डिंग प्रोडक्ट आ जाएगा इधर. ठीक है, सो इफ आई रिमूव ऑल दिस थिंग और वो प्रोडक्ट आईडी पास करेंगे तो वो प्रोडक्ट की वैल्यू, वो प्रोडक्ट का डिटेल आ जाएगा मेरे पास. So if you want to showcase any product or any user with that particular user ID or product ID or any kind of thing, you can just pass this the ID part in the URL, and you can write such kind of component where you get the your ID, okay, just like a product ID, and showcase that product detail on that page. ठीक है, तो तुम्हें क्या लगता है कि जो भी फ्लिपकार्ट या अमेजोन में 10,000 प्रोडक्ट है तो 10,000 प्रोडक्ट के सबके अलग अलग पेज बनाए गए हैं? नो, दिस सिंगल पेज वेयर इट यूज्ड टू रेंडर द प्रोडक्ट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ आईडी. दे हैव अ टेम्पलेट ऑफ द पेज and on the basis of the ID it load the whole page. Okay, so कोई एक ही पेज बनना रहता है प्रोडक्ट डिटेल का जो आईडी के बेस के ऊपर डिपेंड रहता है. सो सी here you can create the whole user ID pages, n number of user ID pages with this template whatever you write. ठीक है, तो जो भी तुम्हारा यूजर आईडी है, मान लो तुम्हारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में 1000 यूजर्स है, तो 1000 पेज नहीं बनाने बैठोगे तुम. यू विल राइट अ टेम्पलेट where you get this ID from the URL and show all the details depending upon that ID. Making sense?
यस सर.
क्लियर है?
यस सर.
तो सर वहाँ पे फ्लिपकार्ट की वेबसाइट के यूआरएल पे अपन ऐसा कुछ भी टाइप करेंगे आएगा क्या?
आएगा, ठीक है. वो URL देखो, हर प्रोजेक्ट का अपना स्पेसिफिक होता है, उसका हमको फ्लिपकार्ट का स्टडी करना पड़ेगा कि उसकी आइडेंटिफिकेशन क्या है. यू नीड टू स्टडी द प्रोजेक्ट फर्स्ट. तो अगर मैं किस फ्लिपकार्ट में आता है तो ये मुझे लगता है ये आईडी है या ये पी आई एज अ क्वेरी पैरामीटर में लेता है, तो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द प्रोजेक्ट टू प्रोजेक्ट नेचर दे टेक अ डिफरेंट अप्रोच. ठीक है,
यस सर.
ओके. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन?
No, sir.
ठीक है, ओके. लेट्स मूव द नेक्स्ट फेज. नेक्स्ट फेज में
सर ड्रॉप हुए क्या शायद से?
हाँ ड्रॉप हो गए.
hey, hello, is I audible?
Yes.
Whoever get the right, please grant me a right.
Anuj, you are the host.
एक मिनट.
Hmm. Anush, can you make me the host now?
सर आप होस्ट कर दीजिए. Hello sir.
Yes, Anuj, we can hear you. I think sir can't hear you. अरे सर फिर से ड्रॉप हुआ इसलिए. बी रेडी, जैसे ज्वाइन होंगे फिर से होस्ट बना देना.
किसी के पास नंबर होगा सर तो अपन कॉल या मैसेज करके पूछ सकते
पूजा मैम को कॉल करो एल से.
Hey, hello guys. Hi.
Hello sir.
Hi, is I'm audible? Uh,
Yes sir.
okay. There's some issue with my net connectivity. I just joined with the mobile so that I can inform you. Let me try to join my laptop first. I cannot able to join in from my laptop. Just give me a minute. These days the net connectivity is working so pathetic. ठीक है, देखते हैं चलता है. ओके. Okay.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Okay, I think now I have joined from my laptop. Guys, is I'm audible? Visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me share my screen quickly. ठीक है. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I was trying to showcase some issue with that. So let's understand first issue part. Okay? So when I load localhost.3000, it will load the home page, correct? What about when I load this about/about? क्या होगा? What will we do?
It will open the link in the about section.
About section. Okay. So if I click the about, it will open the about page, correct?
Yes.
But after about, if I write 1, 2, 3,
It shouldn't do anything then.
but in the page, what I will see?
No idea.
Blank,
Hmm?
blank, sir. I guess.
Blank. Okay, let's see. Blank है या नहीं है? So if I click 1, 2 /1 about 1, 2, 3, you will redirect to the home page. Okay, you will get redirected to the home page. Now, if I put like this, then
Blank page.
blank page नहीं होगा. Let me be very careful. You will not going to see the blank page anywhere. You will only see the home page, about page, user page. We have 3 pages till now. Which page you will see?
Sir, about page.
About page?
Yes, sir.
Let's see.
Yes.
Very good. We will see the about page. About/1, 2, 3. Okay. So what you concluding? So we conclude like this way. If there's a about, okay, if the about, after the about you write slash or something, it will render the about page. Okay, it will render the about page. Whatever you write after the about, after the slash, without slash, it will go to the home page or the default page. ठीक है, जो अपना default page है, home page है. But if you use this slash, it means that this route is done. ये about page का है, ठीक है? So you will get this about page. In the similar fashion, if you write user, okay, I think users है, okay, you will get this page. ठीक है? We have nested, so we are getting this nested one also. ठीक है? So ये हो रहा है. But मान लो, let's suppose that we need to load the page very strictly. Very strictly means if I write about only, then only it should be load. This URL is invalid. I should not load this. If anyone try to load this URL, it should go to the home page or error page, whatever the error page, but it should not show the about page. Making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So for that, you need to understand how the mechanism of matching the route is work. Okay, let's understand the mechanism of matching the route. When you write this route path about, okay, it will first, whatever the your path is, whatever your path is, it will take as a path here. Okay, it will try to match your path. Okay, and it not a strictly part, it not a strictly match. Okay, it will only check in the path whether you have a about or not. ठीक है, वो केवल पाथ में ये देखेगा अबाउट है या नहीं है किसी पाथ में. पाथ का मतलब ये होता है पाथ स्लैश के बीच वाला, ठीक है। दिस इज अ वन पाथ, दिस इज अनदर पाथ, ओके, दिस इज द वे. So it will only check whether it has a about or not, ठीक है. Once it check it's a about, then it will load the about page, ठीक है. अब उसके आगे कुछ रहा तो भी वो ओके कर देता है, ठीक है. So in the about slash something, it will okay with the about because it will check whether it has a about path in the path or not, ठीक है, exist करता है या नहीं. मान लो if you want to use the exactly path, exact means strictly matching, okay, it should have only about, nothing more than that, nothing less than that, okay. There is a one prop which comes exact, ठीक है, exact करके एक prop आता है. When you save this, it will match the your path with this path strictly. Strictly का मतलब ये हुआ कि the URL should supposed to have this only which I am mentioning here. If it's less than that, it will it obviously it return false. It will more than that, it will also return false, okay. So if I refresh this page, I'm getting this home page now, not a about page, ठीक है. Because exact के साथ ये हुआ कि भाई ये भी आ रहा है, this is not an exact matching, okay. It will return false and it will go the default page which is the home page, ठीक है. default page मतलब जो स्लैश होता है, ये स्लैश, तो स्लैश लिखेंगे, स्लैश के आगे कुछ भी रहा वो सारे डिफॉल्ट पेज हो गए सारे एक्सेप्ट होंगे, ठीक है, स्लैश के आगे. मेकिंग सेंस?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है everyone?
Yes, sir.
So if I load this only about, then only I get this about page. If I use this something, I will not going to get the about page now, ठीक है. That is the meaning of exact. So if there any requirement that you need to strictly match your routing with this path, then you need to use this exact prop. Making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Now one more thing, let's move this path, let's move this at top, ठीक है. मैंने सिर्फ क्या किया है, मैंने नीचे वाले को ऊपर कर दिया है. डू यू थिंक देयर इज एनीथिंग गेट चेंज? नो रियली? ठीक है, we will look into that, but logically we can say that no, ठीक है. logically it makes sense कि भाई about है, about से मैच होगा तो about रेंडर होगा, यूजर से मैच होगा तो यूजर पेज रेंडर होगा, और डिफॉल्ट पेज हमारा होम है. So it will do not make any change in the application, just shifting one dot at the top, okay. Now saving this file and see the magic. Now let's go to the home page first. Here's the home page. I click this about, I still saying the home page. I see the URL is about, still able to see the home page. I click this user, I still see the home page. I click this contact us, I still see the home page. I can see the URL is changing, route is changing, but I cannot see the path or the view is changing. Okay, this also you need to understand the mechanism. In the route, in the switch statement, it work like a switch, ठीक है. JavaScript का जो switch है वैसे तरह काम करता है. Once it match any kind of route, it will go out. So this is a default one, correct? It means that slash के आगे सब white characters हैं, okay? It will match everything. So once any URL come, it will match first one, and it will always show the home page and go out, because you cannot show more than one page in the single view. You need to show only one page in the single view, okay. So it will read from top to bottom, and at the top you are writing slash, means it can be any page, show home page. ठीक है? So अगर मैं कोई भी URL टाइप करूं या कोई भी URL को रिक्वेस्ट करूं, it will match with the home /1 and it will always show the home page. ठीक है? So that is why slash वाला हमेशा लास्ट में होता है. Always be in the last. Okay? Making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. अगर लास्ट में नहीं डालेंगे तो फिर कुछ काम नहीं करेंगे बाकी.
हाँ, लास्ट में नहीं डालेंगे तो ऊपर डाल देंगे, सबसे ऊपर, तो सब यही पेज दिखाई देगा बस. Because it will match every page with the slash and render only this page. ठीक है? URL get changing when you click any of the link. You see that URL has changed, but view is not changing. Because it, once URL get changed, it again match with your logic, your routing logic, and still it see that we need to show the home page because it match with the route first. ठीक है? तो स्लैश वाला सबसे लास्ट में होता है. ठीक है? But still if you make this at the top, want to write in the top, how can we do that?
Exact path.
Correct. So we need to write the exact here. ठीक है? तो exact के साथ प्रॉब्लम क्या है? It will only check the slash. उसके अलावा आगे कुछ नहीं चेक करेगा. ठीक है? So like this. So if you see this now, this is the home page. ठीक है? ये slash रहता by default आगे. This is a home page, and if you click the home page, we will show the about user वाला. ठीक है? But when you click this contact us, ठीक है, which is home page / something कुछ था, home 1 2 3 था, it was showing the home page previously, but currently it not showing any page. Is empty. It is showing only the navigation, but routing में किसी के साथ भी ये fulfill नहीं हुआ. ये exact था false, ये exact था false, ये तो routing में user है ही नहीं, false. ठीक है? So none of the page has meet the requirement, and that is why it do not showing any kind of page. Making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है? Now in the real application, there's a two things. Okay, once if the user enter invalid URL, if user enter any invalid URL, you can do two things. Either you redirect the user to the home page or the default page, any whatever you say, or you can show the error page. ठीक है? Just like in Flipkart, if you write the Flipkart /ABCD and enter it, see what this application do. It will show the error page. This is something error page, and it has a link to go to the home page. ठीक है? This is the one way. Okay. The another way of doing that, why do not show the error page? Redirect to the home page. Redirect to the home page directly. ठीक है? क्योंकि इनवैलिड है तो एरर पेज शो करो या फिर redirect कर दो home page में. This is a two way of handling the invalid URL in your project. Making sense?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है? So let's understand how to handle the invalid URLs now. So let's say in my project, if I try to let's first create this thing first. Just give me a minute.
सर once again ये contact वाला समझा सकते हैं लास्ट में हमने क्या किया.
Contact link में when we are clicking this contact, it's appending the home 1 2 3 because in the code I have used this thing. Okay, so let me improve this. I will write help here and let me create one page help. ठीक है? एक help page भी बना देता हूँ. Sorry. ठीक है। ठीक है, एक हेल्प पेज बन गया। एक एरर पेज बनाता हूं मैं। लेट्स क्रिएट द एरर पेज आल्सो। In the error page, I will write something goes wrong, and then I will write the link I will need to import the thing. It's not to slash go to home page. Okay, and here again I will make this inside the div. Okay, and make this here. Let's import the link also. Import link from React router DOM. ठीक है, and make semicolon, put semicolon, and export default error page. ठीक है, so we create this error page. ठीक है, now in the route logic, let's first make this one thing, one route help wala. ठीक है, and I will try to load the help page. ठीक है, and instead of this I will use this home page, और ये नेविगेशन लिंक में भी मैं इसको होम पेज में डालता हूँ, और एरर पेज में भी होम पेज में डालता हूँ। ठीक है, and in this error page I will create this route path slash error page at the last. What happened? Something goes wrong here. Okay. ठीक है. So now here there is a 4 pages: home page, about page, user page and help page. ठीक है, home page में भी exact use कर लेता हूँ मैं. There is no need of nested. If there is no nested page or nested routing, you can use the exact at the top level. ठीक है, user में nested है तो I'm not using the exact in the user, but help में भी कोई nested नहीं, I will use the exact here. And if none of the things get match, then it will show the error page. ठीक है, because it will matching any of the any URL which is not matched at the top level. ठीक है, तो क्या होगा, ऊपर से अगर कुछ भी मैच नहीं हुआ है तो वो एरर पेज दिखाएगा. If I save this thing and try to reload the application first here. Okay, so now this is my home page. This is my home page. ठीक है, this is my about page. This is my user page. This is my contact us. ठीक है, help page. ठीक है, तो दिस इज द 4 pages we have now, ठीक है. But if someone tried to access any invalid URL, ठीक है, just like about या admin, mostly लोग admin ऐसे यूज करते हैं, it will show the error page. See, something goes wrong, go to the home page, and I click this link, I redirect to the home page, ठीक है. So this is the one way where you can show the error page, and you have a button to redirect. When the user click on this button, you can redirect to that page, ठीक है. और simply जो अभी तक करते आए हैं, इससे पहले वाला scenario, if there is any invalid URL will be there, it will redirect to the home page at the last, ठीक है. So उस पे exact ना हटाकर सबसे last में रख देंगे slash करके, वो home page में redirect है. So this is 2 way of handling the invalid URL. Making sense?
Yes, sir.
Clear है?
Yes, sir.
So if you tomorrow you will build the application, if you need to create an error page, you understand how to create the error page now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any question before I give the assignment to you?
Yes, sir, surely.
Okay. All right. So here we conclude the route. Okay. So route में जो important चीजें थी, we already completed. I must recommend you to go with this example. The most important example is the basic, the URL path. Okay. You can explore yourself. If you have any questions, you can definitely ask me tomorrow. Nested is the another important topic which I have explained, and not match 404, which I already explained you this thing. So these 4 topics are important in the routing section. Okay, rest you are open to explore all other topics and other hooks also. So this is the documentation, very beautiful documentation with the lots of example. You can go through it with the coding, you can try it and try to understand. But whatever till now which I have explained, that is essential and important. So try to cover those things at least. I'm not saying that you need to cover all the things, but only that much which I have explained till now. Okay. Okay, making sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, what is the assignment I have? So one of the assignment I have given to the fetch one. Okay, let me open the project. कहाँ गया? React API. Yes. So if I use npm start, okay. So we have created this application in the previous session, correct? So this is the incremental assignment. After doing this, what you need to do, you need to make this thing as a routing. Okay, implement this thing as a routing. Okay, so you need to create a routing for this. Once let's say you can write page just 1. If I write pages/1, it should render the page 1. If I write pages/2, it should render the page 2 to me like this. Okay, clear hai? What do you need to do?
Yes, sir.
Basically, we have to implement the routing in this instead of switch page.
Correct. So routing button होना चाहिए from navigate from one page to another, but from the URL I easily identify which page I am. Okay, so you need to write a pages/1. So /1 में first page का कुछ भी ये मान लो this is the first page and /2 this is the second page. ठीक है, Making sense?
Yes, sir.
Any question on this thing? Any question? Guys, yes or no?
सर एक
No, sir, no
बार
questions.
ठीक है, कौन क्या बोल रहा था कोई और?
सर एक बार फिर से बताइए, मैं कंफ्यूज होता हूँ। वो डायरेक्ट एचडीएफ यूज किए तो क्या होगा?
डायरेक्ट एचरेफ ब्राउजर का बिहेवियर शो करेगा, ठीक है?
नहीं,
और
वो
जब
लिंक यूज करने के बाद भी डायरेक्ट
नहीं तो
ब्राउजर
नहीं लिंक यूज करेंगे तो वो ब्राउजर का बिहेवियर नहीं रहेगा ना, उस पर केवल यूआरएल अपडेट होगा, लेकिन ब्राउजर पूरा डॉम रिफ्रेश नहीं करेगा। इट विल ओनली अपडेट द यूआरएल, ठीक है?
नहीं, वो ब्राउजर में जाके भी वो एचडीएफ में कन्वर्ट होता है, इसलिए।
वो एक्सएलएम में कन्वर्ट होता है, वो लाइब्रेरी हैंडल करता है, बट दैट लाइब्रेरी हैज अवेलेबिलिटी टू हैंडल दैट href, दैट इज द लाइब्रेरी इज हैंडलिंग द href, ठीक है?
यस सर।
ठीक है, उस href के ऊपर काफी फंक्शंस हैं, काफी मेथड्स लिखे गए हैं, वो नॉर्मल href नहीं है, वो लाइब्रेरी इज हैंडलिंग दैट href, ओके?
ओके
And
सर।
when you write a normal href, it's just a browser default behavior, okay?
ओके सर। ओके।
Okay, ठीक है? Any question on this assignment till now?
Sir, we can use any other API or any other stuff instead of these cards, or we have to use these cards.
नहीं, you can use any other things. My focus point
Okay.
is my focus is that you could implement one project with the routing and with the fetch, ठीक है? वो your creative, if you want to use any other simple, any other API need to call, any other thing you need to showcase, just like who showcase the application at the starting, they used to show the news with the click of the button. We did they are showing the next page, but in that there the routing is not changing, okay? You can include this routing there also. So my motto to create a small project with the routing. Making sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you do not want to showcase this, I am open to for your creativity, you can do whatever you want, but the essential and main part is the routing and the fetch logic will be there in your project both, okay?
Okay, sir, will do.
Okay, the next part which I want everyone, that there should be one edit button here, okay? I can showcase the edit button right now. In the profile section, user card, I can have a one button, edit profile, okay? So this button, when I click this button, I should redirect to the another route, just like a user/id kind of thing, ठीक है? जो भी उसकी आईडी होगी, इस यूजर की जो आईडी होगी, लेट्स से 1 to 1 है, सपोज कर लो 1 to 1 है, so I should redirect to the this URL with having a form, that where you can change the first name, the last name, the email ID, ठीक है? तीन चीज ही है, तीन फील्ड है, where you have a form to update the field with the first name, last name, email ID, submit, cancel, ठीक है? If we click the submit, it should send the API, post API, and once at the end of the success response, you need to refresh the state here and redirect to the user to the home page, this page, normal page, ठीक है? समझ में आया क्या करना है यहाँ?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है? So the motto is to create a edit functionality or modification functionality using the route and post, ठीक है? ठीक है?
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, ठीक है. So that is from my side for today. I know that today topic is little heavy for you to digest all this thing. So that is why I'm not expecting कि ये कल ही हमको चाहिए. You take next week whole to complete this thing. Even I will add one more functionality on this project tomorrow once I complete the context API. So tomorrow we're going to understand the context API and authentication, how the authentication works. Okay, and that is an important topic too also to understand those things. Okay, once we complete this, you can make this project more better कि login भी कर सकोगे, login करने के बाद modify भी कर सकते हो और व्यू भी कर सकते हो, यूजर को मॉडिफाई करके व्यू कर सकते हो, navigate कर सकते हो from one page to another. So I want that kind of small incremental changes one after another. Okay, but as we learn the topic. So that is the purpose to creating us one small project which has all the things: routing part, conditional rendering part, all conditional styling part, your fetching part, all the basic essence of the React should be there in the one project. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. That is from my side. Any question, any feedback, anything?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So let's conclude this session now. We will meet you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Okay. Thank you guys for joining. Goodbye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.